Is it really dangerous to travel solo as a woman? And what if we add a bicycle traveler to that scenario? I talked to Tania. She's on a bicycle about 8 months a year. She did a 10,000 kilometers tour in South America, rode 9,000 kilometers in Africa, and many more kilometers on other trips. Her journey and her story isn't only strong, but I'd say it's extremely inspiring. And she was a big inspiration to start my own bicycle journey as well. I can't wait for you to hear her talk. This is Travel Devil. Let's welcome Tania. Welcome to Travel Devil. I'm your host, Clara Francken, and in a world full of mass tourism, we're here to talk about unconventional travel. Let's get into it. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for inviting me.
I'm really happy that you're on here. Yeah, I'm really happy to meet you. Maybe first, can you introduce yourself and explain me what you do in life when you're not traveling?
My name is Tania Muxima. I'm 44 years old and I work between 4 and 5 months on a mountain hut in Switzerland. And with that money, I travel.
Wow, okay.
And I'm from Portugal, a little village in the center of Portugal, close to the ocean, Figueira da Foz. And I wasn't born here. I was born in Angola. And when I came to Portugal first time, I was already almost 7.
Do you have any childhood memories related to biking?
I don't remember when I learned bicycle, but I remember just riding a bicycle on my garden like this, because I was small and I was not allowed to go outside. And after with the 12, I was on a rowing team here in my town, and I was going to train all the time after school on the weekends, all the time with bicycle. So where I live, everyone rides a bicycle to go everywhere. Even now, I'm all the time with the bicycle to go to the cafe, to the shopping.
And do you think this is actually one of the reasons which started the bicycle touring journey for you?
I don't think so, no. Because actually, I like it to surf. It was just that to surf, I was all the time going on the bus, going to hostels. I wanted to be free. So I just found a thing that I used to do, which was the bicycle, and the easy thing for me to move with more freedom.
Okay, perfect. Okay, how would you define bicycle touring?
Bicycle touring for me, it's a way of living, of traveling, but you just use the bicycle to move yourself. You travel slowly than if you go with the bus or with the car or whatever. For me, it's the best way to travel. But bicycle touring, for me, it's more than just go with the bicycle. It's my way of living 8 months in a year. So for me, it's a very particular way of travel. And many people, they say, yeah, it's the way of life of traveling with the bicycle, with the tent. For me, it's my way of life, actually.
How did other people perceive your solo touring?
They think it's dangerous. They ask me, maybe it's a very dangerous country, but actually we don't know the countries, and we just know what they tell us about the countries. And what I figure out with all of these travels is that the countries are not what they tell us.
Who do you travel mostly with? Is this mostly alone then?
99% alone.
Okay. And you generally travel by bike or sometimes also by other means?
95% as well by bike. Actually, because I was living on a really nice place before, I didn't like to travel so much. I thought I had a really nice life here, so I thought it was enough here. And I said, maybe I don't have to go to the other places because here it's okay. But because everyone here does bodyboard or surf, the dream of a surfer is to go to Indonesia. So me, like all the others, I wanted to go to Indonesia. And that's why I start to travel, to go surf. So I started to go to Indonesia and the Philippines and after Australia. And the first travels, it was just to surf because I wanted to surf as much as I can. But after I start to see the food and the people and the things, and the most important thing for me, the landscapes. And I was, maybe I can share my travel. I can surf with my friends, and after I can leave my friends here and I can go and see landscapes and see things. And I started to do like this. And actually, each time I was going alone, it was like an adventure. So it was a pleasure to go alone because I was watching things, different things, speaking with many different people. Because when you are traveling with friends, you just want to surf and talk with each other, and you are not actually talking with the local people.
Talking about going to Indonesia for the surfing, did you then bike to Indonesia?
After I took my bicycle and my board, and I rode Malaysia down, and I entered in Sumatra. And I wanted to surf all the waves in the coast of Sumatra, and I surfed many. So I was traveling with the board on a bicycle, and I made all the coast of Sumatra, which was a dream for me as a surfer.
Yeah, wow. How many kilometers is that, do you think?
1,000 and a half.
And your surfboard, you had one hand on the wheel, one hand on the surfboard, or?
I had like a racks, and I just put the surfboard and with some elastic, and I just keep the board like this.
Wow, that must have been cool. Yeah. Were there many people cycling with their surfboard, or were you alone?
Not riding just for one day. Yeah, you see many people, and even in Indonesia, all the motorbikes, they are prepared with racks to put surfboards. So that is here in Portugal. I saw two people once doing a tour on the coast. Was same with the bicycle and with the board.
Okay, so tell me, what was your first bicycle touring experience like?
First time I made a bicycle tour, it was in Nepal. And I was in Nepal for 3 months working. And next year I went back to Nepal, and I wanted to go to Everest Base Camp. And I said to myself, maybe it will be nice to don't catch buses, or to reach the trekking way, you can catch a plane. And I didn't want it. So I bought a bicycle in the center of Kathmandu, and I took the bicycle with all of my stuffs, and I rode the bicycle until it was not more possible to ride. So from there, I left the bicycle and I started walking to the base camp. So that was my first bicycle touring.
Wow. Okay. So, and you said until the moment that you couldn't bike anymore. Do you mean your bike broke down?
It's a very technical single track, so it's impossible. If you want to go with a bicycle, you have to carry the bicycle. In that moment, I just gave the bicycle to a kid, and I start walking.
Wow. Okay.
And I reached the Everest base camp. Yeah.
Perfect. I was wondering also, what was your longest ride?
I had two really long. I think they are similar. one in the South America from Peru to Ushuaia, and the other one in Africa from Ethiopia until Botswana. Both it was 8 months, more or less.
How many kilometers were they?
10,000 in South America, and the other one 9,000.
Okay.
Yeah, 10,000 in South America, it was easier than 9,000 in Africa.
Yeah.
Because of the roads, you have many bad roads and you have many places with sand where you have to push the bicycle. It was slower and more difficult. And in South America, in Altiplan, you have big roads going up and down. But after Argentina and Chile, it's more flat. And Africa, it's all the time up, down, up, down, up, down.
Okay, yeah. That sounds different. Why do you travel by bike for such a long distance? What does it bring you?
Actually, I wanted to travel. I start to travel by bicycle because before I was traveling by bus and going to hostels. I didn't like it to go to hostels because many times it's just party and you just know other travelers, but you don't know really many cultures. With the bus, it was all the time I have to wait, and after I was watching things, you pass a place where you think maybe I like this place, but when you think it's already past. I was like, if I start to traveling by bicycle, I'm free. Actually, I can stop where I want. I can do whatever I want. I can just stop on the village and ask to sleep, and that's why I start to travel with the bicycle. And after when you start, you see that everything is amazing and you can do what you want. And the more the bicycle, it's like attraction. So everyone comes to you and offer you things and offer you a little moment with them. So traveling with the bicycle, it's like it's the way of traveling that you met more people and you are with locals and you can see what you want and you can camp where you want.
A lot of the time I got the feeling that maybe it's different experience as a female depending on the country, obviously. How did other people perceive your solo touring and how did that affect you?
Many people, they think it's very dangerous to go, for example, to Africa alone as a woman. What I figure out with all of these travels is that the countries are not what they tell us. For example, they tell us all the time that Iran, it's very, very dangerous, but it's it's the country with the more hospitality in the world, for sure, I can assure you. So if you you can travel in Iran, even as a woman, without money, because no one is going to let you sleep outside, or no one, everyone is going to give you food to eat. So actually, I don't, I hear people because I have to, and all the time I appreciate because they are just thinking on my, if I'm safe or not. But I cannot take what they say as example because many times it's not true. When you go to Iran and it's a very safe country to travel as a woman. So many people, they tell me don't go, it's very dangerous, but actually I go anyway. So
Did you actually have an example? Like, did you know somebody who was already traveling solo that you looked up to?
actually I know 2-3 people, and after you are searching on the internet all the time, so you see many people that tell you what they do and how they do, and that is very, very amazing. So all the time you have good examples, so you go because of these people. Before I go, I try to see on the internet a little bit And actually, I think these people, they kind of influence us to go.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's good that you found some people who inspired you. I'm trying to get inspired as well. I was wondering also, which challenges did you or did you not encounter as a female, and how could you solve them?
I think, yes, it's different if I'm a woman or a man, of course. But I think that because I travel as a woman, I'm more safe than a man. This is my point of view. Because all the time in most of the countries, and for example in Africa, that even the local people, they think the country is dangerous. um, Actually, I feel very protected by the local people, because they are all the time saying, "Oh, but the woman here alone." They try to protect me more than if it was a man traveling. So I think the fact that I'm a woman traveling alone, it's all the time more positive than negative. And I never had a problem. And I have many kilometers alone, more with the bicycle, and I never had problems. And I all the time they help me with everything, and many times saying, no, but you are a woman and alone, no, come here and the heat with us. So I think the fact that I'm a woman, it's better. I think they protect me more.
So you didn't have any bad experience. Okay. And what do you think actually about the fact that even if it's positive, you're treated differently? What do you think about that?
I think it's nature of life, because okay, they people are saying all the time, "Oh, man or woman, it's the same thing." It's not. It's a man and it's a woman. It's different things. And we, for example, a woman, it will be more times raped than a man normally. So that means that a woman, it's in more danger than a man, actually. And hopefully in travel it's not like this, because they are all the time, this is my experience, they are all the time protecting us and say, can come and camp here, pay attention to that. But I think even if we want to do a world where we have the same rights, so I think it's nice from the world to see that before women in many places, they were not so protected, and now they want to protect them. They want to protect me. Maybe if I was passing in Angola alone 30 years ago, they wanted to beat me. So I think it's nice. I think they understand that we can all, men and women, pass on that place by bicycle. So I think it's a good point and it's a positive point. They respect us.
Okay. And I was actually wondering all of a sudden while you were talking. I talked to William, a guy who was also traveling. He actually traveled from the UK to India. And he was telling me that even as a man, just as a different culture, he had to cover up sometimes because he was wearing like short t-shirt, short shorts. So I was wondering, is this also a thing that you had?
Yes, for example, in Iran, I was traveling with the burqa, and not with shorts, even if it was 40 degrees. And I had in the desert in Iran 52 degrees. But the rules there, it's you cannot wear a short. So I was with pants and large pants. So actually, but this is not a question of man or woman, it's a question of respect. In Portugal, we are not naked all on the beach. There is specific places to go naked. And I think it's more or less the same. We need to respect local people and follow the rules. If we go there, we have to follow the rules. So if in Iran or Saudi Arabia, it's not allowed to go out with shorts, we don't go, and it's okay. I never had problems. And many times they were, are you are not hot? It's not too warm. And I said, yes, it's too warm. Many times they were, oh, here inside you can take out, no problem for us. So they were really, really nice, and they understand us more than we understand them. And they were really, really nice. But on the streets, you have to wear, and that's the rules for everyone.
Yeah.
So if you go there, you have to follow.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if you could tell me like a travel story, like very specific story of a moment that you felt like you connected to the people and they understood you and you understood them in the cultural difference.
On 2020, I was traveling from Angola to Cape Town. Actually, in Namibia, they really separate white people and black people. At the north, it's a black people place. White people, not foreigners, not us, but white people from Namibia, they are not welcome on the north. Actually, I was passing there, and it's just close to Etosha, and at Etosha, you have many lions, elephants, everything. So they told me try to never wild camp, because it's possible to have an animal outside of the park, because sometimes they just go outside and it could be dangerous for you. So I was passing on a place, and it was really wild, and there is no houses, and I was going to try to find a place to camp. And actually, I found three kids on a land, just working on a land. And I called them from the street. I called them, hey, come here. And they came all. And the one, he was able to speak in English. He was going to school every day. So, and I said, where do you live? And he was like, just there. And it was at the end of the field, just a small house. And I was like, oh, do you have parents? Can you ask your parents if I can put my tent just close to your house? And because it was all fenced with with sticks, but it was all fenced because of animals. And he said, yeah, of course, come here. And I said, no, go ask first to your parents. And he came back with the father, and the father said to the kid, and the kid translates to me, yeah, of course, you can put here the tent and you can stay as long as you want. And I said, hey, it's just for a night, but thanks a lot. I put my tent, and there was a small shelter with some stuffs, and they took all the stuffs out, and they said, no, you put your tent on the shelter, because at night it's raining a lot all the time. And it's true that the sky was all dark. And I was, really nice family, really nice people, really, really nice, but really poor. Because same thing, the north of Namibia, it's a really poor place. They had nothing, not even a toilet, just a fenced place where they was just having shower with the bucket. And I had like 3 liters of water, and for me it was enough to cook. So I just said thank you, and I was really grateful to have a place to pinch my tent. Half an hour after, the kid came with a big bucket of water, and he said, hey, I bring that to you. And I said, no, it's okay, just keep it for you, because I know you don't have water. No, this is for you. You are invited here, and we have to give to you all of this. It's for you. So I just use half, and I shower myself a little bit, and I gave the rest. I cooked something. I asked the kids, because the parents, they were working with the one cow and on the field. And I asked the kids, "Are you hungry? Do you want some pasta I can make for everyone?" They said, "No." They went away, and after I went to sleep. I said thank you. I said good night. I went to sleep, and like at 10 o'clock, they came with some lamps, and they said, "Hey!" And I was like, they were waking up me, and I was like, no, what they want? I'm so tired. And I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm sleeping, and it's okay. They go away, and they never went away. And they were like, hey, wake up. And at one point, I went out of the tent and I said, hey, I'm sleeping. I'm very tired. Do you need something? I would like to sleep. And I was not understanding why are these guys waking up me at almost 10, what they want. And the kid told me in English, just follow my parents. They want to do you one thing. And I was like, not afraid, but I was like, what they want? Ask me money or I don't know, or something happened, but they were so calm. And I was like, that doesn't matter. I follow the parents, and actually they made on their house, they made dinner for me. And I said, I was really, no, just eat you. I don't want, because they were really poor, and I didn't want to eat the food that maybe it was for them the day after. I don't know. And I said, no, it's very nice, but keep the food for you. It's very nice. And the kid told me, no, my mother said you have to eat because you need for bicycle. So these guys, they had no food, nothing, but no water. They were giving me more than they had for themselves. And I was like, it's not possible that people that they 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 do you things like this. I hit a little bit. I said, no, just keep for you or eat with me, because when they offer you food, they don't eat with you. They think you are superior and they don't eat with you. And I said, okay, I eat a little bit, but you have to eat with me. And they give me the food. We eat all together. And after I said, well, I have to sleep. It's very late, and tomorrow I have to go. And after I went to sleep, and the day after, it was really, really nice because they were waiting for me when I wake up. It was like 6 o'clock, and all dressed with the tribe clothes, and they were really, really beautiful. Many times this happens, but they are all the time calling you, and they feel that they have to do that for you. They don't have. If they give me a place to pinch my tent, it's already very good, but they felt that they had to give me all these kind of things. And this is kind of a lesson for us as well.
Yeah, wow, that's an amazing story. Wow.
In Kazakhstan, it was like this many times. I was in Kazakhstan in winter, and many times I was asking people, like nomads that I found on the way, asking, can I pinch my tent just close to your yurt? And they were like, no, you sleep inside with us, because outside it's very cold, and they were inviting all the time. I think actually when we travel, people are amazing all the time.
Wow. That's amazing. And why do you think actually they want to give you so much if you don't ask for it? Why do you think they want to give so much?
I don't know. I think they are just good people, and when they see people like me, they just normally a car with the foreigners, with tourists, they don't stop there. So I think this happens once or twice in their lives, and they want to show us that they are really, really kind and really nice people, and actually they are.
Do you think there's a difference? Because I'm thinking about like some people who are traveling, you know, like the people who go to the beach to have like a nice time and they're like staying in their hotel or they're going on a party week somewhere in a nice place. Do you think by traveling by bike, this is really like a way that you learn a lot more about the culture because you're really into it?
You live the local life actually if you go by bicycle, because you stop on the local restaurants. You go further if you go by bus, so you can jump from city to city. And in the cities, yeah, you have some places, backpackers hostels, where you can go and live just with foreigners, so you can do more or less a foreigner life. I never go to hotels. Even if there is a hotel, I try all the time to camp and that. Because if I travel long time and many years long time, I have a low budget. But when you go with bicycle, you travel shorter in a kilometer, so you have to stay with locals and you have to live like them. All the cyclists, most of them, they don't want to go to hotels with plenty of foreigners, just party. It's two different kind of travelers. I don't think they are wrong. They do what they want, so it's okay. But we are with bicycles, so we are more exposed to the local conditions, actually.
Yeah, wow. How big is your budget for bicycle touring? How do you make your budget?
That depends on the place, but normally I don't pay to sleep and I don't pay to have dinner. So normally I just pay lunch. After that depends if you have lunch on a touristic place or not. If you have lunch in Iran, you have €1. If you have lunch in Chile, you have for 5, 10, sometimes even more. That depends, but I try to have the low budget of the country all the time. For me, if I was paying, for example, in Argentina, 15 a day, $15 a day, it was already a low budget. But in Africa, you can do this low budget with €3 a day.
But do you think you need some money on a spare account just to make sure if something happens? And how much money do you have ready to have as a backup?
I try to keep all the time 3, 4 thousand euros, because if I need to go out from the country fast or something, if something happens, I don't like to be in troubles, and I have this money all the time to if I need to go away quickly for a reason.
Okay, yeah. You are living on a bike for a long period of time. How did cycling impact your lifestyle?
Yeah, makes me more simple, and makes me just think that we don't need many things that we use. We just live a simple life because we realize that we don't need so many things. Bicycle touring just can solve problems with local people. Like, for example, it's rare to know that someone with bicycle touring was robbed. It's almost doesn't happen. And with a car or bus or something, yes. So I think it solved the problem that it makes you like a local person.
Okay, yeah. Then I will go to the community questions. One question which I thought was interesting was, how does she secure her bike for short periods like grocery shopping?
Not in Europe, but many countries, there is a guy like a Securitas on the entrance, and you can ask him. But even if I ask someone, I put the locker all the time. And even if you put the locker, it's not solving a big problem, but because you have all the panniers, and the panniers, they just can open and take out things, and you have to go as fast as you can. Many supermarkets, you just ask, "Can I put a bicycle inside?" and they let you put. In all situations, you have to trust. And what I do, it's the front pannier where I have the cameras and the wallet and that. I just take out and I just take that with me. But all the rest, I have to trust.
Okay. How much potable water do you carry?
That depends on the country. Many countries, they have water, many no. For example, the maximum I carried, it was in Namibia, it was 21 kilos to go from Walvis Bay to Solitaire. And it was not enough, but many cars were stopping all the time and asking me, "Do you need something? I have fresh water, I have a Coca-Cola, and I have that." So That depends on the country. Many countries, they have water everywhere. But when you don't have water, the biggest carry that I made, it was 21 liters.
And aren't you scared that this water is going to warm up and create some bacteria which make you sick?
I have a filter. When I pick up water, for example, from a river or from a place that I know that is not a good place, I filter the water. For example, in Namibia, the water is potable everywhere, so you can have water everywhere. But on the desert, that you have no water, you have to carry. And it's true that it's very, very warm after, but I never had problems with. I just have problem once in Ethiopia, and it was my fault. I just collect from a river, a small river, 4 bottles of water, so one to drink, and the three for cooking and shower, and to filter for the next day. And I made a mistake, and I shower with the filtered water, and I was drinking the no filtered, so I got sick for 3 days. But it was the worst that happened to me with water. Otherwise, I never had problems. If I have to pick up water from a river or something, I have a small filter. Mine, it's the Sawyer. It's like a straw. So you can use that directly from the river and just drink from the river with a straw. But I never use like this. I just press the bottle and they pass the straw and it goes to another bottle.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
But there is some filters, for example, MSR, it's pump. So you have water coming from a place, going to another, and the middle, it's a pump. It's faster.
And which bicycle do you use?
A touring bicycle, which is a travel bicycle, which is a very simple bicycle with a steel frame, V brakes, and everything. It's very basic. It's not, for example, a carbon bicycle because it has to. You have to put all of your weight or of all of your things on a bicycle.
What would you say to convince someone to start their own solo bicycle touring journey?
The two big reasons, it will be the budget that is lower with the bicycle, and the fact that the bicycle call the people to you because they are curious. They say, oh, what's that? So they go to you, and after they offer you their culture. So you can see the country, and you go so slow that you see everything. You see the people, you see the landscape, you see everything, and you can live the moments more. Don't think too much and just go. Because if you try, you are going to like it or not, but I think you are going to like it.
The only thing you have to do is just like do it.
If you think too much, you find negative points. So after you, at the end, you don't go. And you are just realizing that it's just a matter to decide and go. And after, it's all easy. So if you don't think too much, you just go, and you realize that when you just go, you find just positive points.
We're coming to the end. Now I have 9 very, very quick questions, which you should try to answer with only one word or one sentence.
Okay.
Let's start. How old are you now?
44.
How old were you the first time you traveled to another continent?
23.
To another continent the first time you weren't a kid?
Yeah. In the 1 year when I went to from Angola to Brazil. 1 year.
Okay. What is the longest time you've been away from home?
10 months.
Would you rather see a lot of places or get to know one place really well?
One place really well.
Would you rather save money on accommodation or pay for a good bed?
Save money.
What word would you teach a foreigner who wants to learn your language?
Obrigado. Thanks a lot.
And that was Portuguese. Obrigado.
Obrigado if you are a boy, obrigada if you are a girl.
Ah, wow. Okay. Obrigada.
Obrigada. You say obrigada.
Okay, perfect. Okay, what can't you travel without?
Yeah, bicycle.
Yeah. Oh.
No passport.
Okay.
And I don't have nothing that I need like this.
Okay. What is your favorite travel song?
Patti Smith, all of the songs, Changing of the Guards,
Why do you travel?
to see landscapes and to see people, different people.
This was Travel Devil, brought to you by me, your host, Clara Francken. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to continue the conversation or suggest any future guests, you can go to my Instagram @Clara Francken. Take care, and I will see you next Thursday.